Hello and welcome to another episode of FPL Expectations with me, Craig. We're only hours away from the game week 3 deadline, and that means that we have to get one of our experts in to kind of see where he's at with his team and what advice he can give in terms of captaincy. But the guy that got here, FPL Joe, he's actually pulled his wild card today, so I felt the need to bring him just before game week 3 deadline in case any of you out there have also used your wildcard and are looking for a little bit more advice just before the deadline. So let's bring on Joe. Joe, how you doing, mate?
Hey, how is it going? Good, good. Busy week,
Yeah,
but interesting.
yeah, really excited this week. I've been trying to get you on this whole week because I know you use your wildcard, but we've left it late. We've left it right till the end, just
Mhm.
before the deadline.
Yep.
To see what you've decided, and the reason for that is because you're still not really set on your team. I mean, there have been changes over the last 12 hours, even,
Yeah.
and that you've had to do.
Yeah. I guess that's the beauty of wildcard. There are so many options that we can look at, and especially with some of the clubs, some of the teams having some swing in fixtures, and also the cup games that are just passed. So some interesting options spring up, and also some annoying team news flying around here and there. So I
Well, we'll
guess
go
that,
into that. We'll go into that straight away.
yeah.
While I get your team up,
Hmm.
and yeah, this is your game week 2 team.
Yep. So I did reasonably well in game week 2. To be honest, I was quite surprised by it because after the Everton game, I was thinking, oh no, my game week 2 is going to be screwed. So basically, game week 2, Kane, the Spurs team saved my ass, so to speak. Kane, had a huge haul, three assists and a goal. But to be honest, I actually watched the match live. So why I decided to pull off the wild card, even though Kane got such a huge haul, is because I was still not as confident in the Spurs team as I should. And actually Kane, they I think almost all the goals were counter attack goals. It
Yeah,
wasn't like a team goal. I would say, it was like Southampton pushing a really high defensive line, and
yeah,
Kane just lobs the ball, and Son Heung-min just chase after it and shoots, and somehow I don't know why, how many shots Son makes, McCarthy just lets it in. So it
yeah.
wasn't. I mean, it looks impressive in terms of FPL points, but in my personal opinion, it was not as impressive as it should look in real life. So that's why I still decided to pull a wild card because I wanted to capture the fixture swings,
Yeah.
particularly on Man City and the Wolves team as well. And also, as you can see, I don't have any Everton players here, so I wanted to capture all those three teams.
Okay, and we'll go straight to what and who you've selected for your game week 3 using your wildcard.
So as you can see, to be honest, I'm not still not 100% sure, but somehow this team gives me some gives me some good vibes, because there's so many information. I mean, so many threads flying around here and there in the FPL Twitter, and also some may say we have only 2 games to this season, so why pull their wild card? But as I mentioned, there are a few teams that that hit the form, and also there are also few teams that are going to have a major swing in fixtures, and one of them is the Wolves team. So as you can see, I have 3 Wolves players in my team. Saiz is I think many of us will in if you talk about the Wolves, the defense, he is the current hottest player in the list. scoring a goal in the first week, and some say he even plays almost like a position of a striker. So sounds exciting for a defender. And at 5 million, I mean, I know now he's 5.1, but when I got him in at 5 million, I know I wanted him to be in the team. So that's also one of the beauty or one of the advantage of Wildcard, because you can actually hitch a ride on the price changes as well. And some players even had 2 price rises over the week, which somehow I think due to my busy schedule over the week, I actually missed such a huge opportunity, because Bamford had 2 price rises. Son Heung-min also has 2 price rises, and I actually had both of them in my wildcard, because I wanted to do the price rise. If I actually sell them today, I could have gotten an extra 0.2 million, which is actually pretty huge at the start of the season. But somehow, I got caught up with work and I travel here and there, so I actually missed the huge opportunity as a wildcarder. But I hope some of the viewers out there that wildcarded actually managed to get an advantage on this, because 0.2 million is huge.
Goes a long way.
It goes a long way as well at this point of the season. So as you can see, besides Wolves, I wanted to bring in Everton players as well. To be honest, Craig, if I didn't touch my pre-game week 1 team, we've gotten probably extra 20 points right now. So I had to correct that mistake. So I bought him. I brought in James Rodriguez, which I see he will bring a huge impact to the team in the season, especially under Ancelotti. And during one of the articles I've read on Ancelotti on how he molds Dominic Calvert-Lewin into a player that he wants him to be, a one-touch striker. So it's pretty exciting with Rodriguez and Dean whipping in crosses, for fun, and Calvert-Lewin improving on his finishing, especially one-touch finishing. So you can see he doesn't have to bring the ball most of the time. He just poach. Ancelotti even likens him to Filippo Inzaghi, which beats.
That's quite a compliment, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like who knew? Dominic Calvert-Lewin, of all players that he sees that quality in and likens him to super people. So that's pretty exciting. But I would say Ancelotti wouldn't bring this up to the media for fun, unless he really sees that potential in Dominic Calvert-Lewin. So and so far we are seeing that reward. 4 one-touch finishes, 3 one-touch finishes and 4 goals. I think, if I'm not mistaken, is his stat so far. And basically, with Rodriguez coming in and Allen protecting that back line, Calvert-Lewin, he don't have to bring the ball much. He just need to wait, beat the offside trap, or wait for crosses. One touch finishes, either a header or just a sweeping kick. To score those goals. And usually those goals are really, really hard to defend, really, really hard to save as a goalkeeper, unless it's point blank, right place, right time. So that's why Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in my team. And Jimenez, I mean, like I say, Wolves.
It goes without saying, right?
Yeah, it goes without saying. He's the man. He is the man to get. If we talk about Wolves, on penalties, sometimes he even plays as a playmaker. He even has high expected assists and also a good goal scoring record. So Jimenez is definitely in my team once I wildcard, without question. And I heard some. Yeah, sorry, you want to say something?
No, I was just going to say, just looking through your team as well. I mean, I think the one that people are going to pick up on is the Robertson over Trent. Now, we've seen a lot on Twitter in terms of the stats. Robertson, sorry, very involved this season on attacking front, taking corner kicks as well. I think the only thing that goes against him is set pieces in terms of free kicks. As the season pans out, do you think that is something that you'd regret? I know you say 0.5 there, but do you think the difference will tell during the season, or do you think Robertson's still a pick to go forward with while you save some money?
I would. Why I picked Robertson? Because initially, as you can see in my Game Week 2 team, I had Trent Alexander-Arnold. Why do I pick Robertson? Is because after I watched the Liverpool versus Chelsea match, I find some interesting things that probably stats wouldn't show much. Firstly, is as you mentioned, he takes corners on his side on the left. Almost all indirect free kicks and corners on the left hand side, Robertson will take, and on the right hand side, Trent he will take. And then another interesting thing I saw is when Liverpool wanted to get a goal or they are more attacking, they switch sides in terms of corner taking. Instead of an out swinging ball, it would be an in swinger. So I saw in a match Robertson actually took the corner on the right hand side and Trent taking on the left hand side. So it's quite interesting seeing how they move about, and also during counter attacks. I think because Trent, in terms of lobbing passes, he's more accurate. So what happens during counter attacks when Alisson holds the ball, he will immediately pass to Trent, and Robertson, you can see him sprinting down the left, almost to the third quarter of the field, and Trent just whips a long diagonal pass to Robertson, like a true pass, as Robertson is running down the flank, So I can see them doing that more often when they counter. Alisson drops to Trent. Trent whips a long pass to Robertson, and while Robertson sprints down the line, and Robertson will just, he can even take shots if he sees fit. Because he has done it before.
Just just going back to the news that emerged in the last 12 hours, which was Gabriel Jesus, who was in your wildcard squad, and you had to rejig your team a little bit. Is there money in the bank, when you've downgraded, or have you completely, altered a few positions?
Okay. Initially, my front line is Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, and Jesus. And instead of Phil Foden, I've actually gotten like Burke, which is actually Sheffield United 4.5 million striker, out of position striker. I mean, if you are in for 4.5 million midfield, I would say he is the person to pick right now. But the news of Jesus being out potentially for a few weeks up to a month, so that really screws things up for me. Most people would go for Timo Werner, but I'm not sure. I mean, Timo, he was quite active in the Liverpool match, but there was a particular shot where I saw him took. It was quite disappointing. It was like he tried to take. I mean, even though it was an offside, but it was way off target. And I'm not sure whether he is at that confidence level to actually. I mean, I might bite my words now, but I instead went for Phil Foden because I think he will feature quite heavily, especially with so many injuries in the Man City lineup. So I wanted to double up. I wanted to double up on City assets. That's why I from Jesus I went down to Chris Wood, because Chris Wood is he is a dark horse, definitely. He has high expected goals in terms of stats, and he's on penalties as well. And to be honest, I think Burnley their fixtures ain't too bad. They're playing Southampton at home, Newcastle away, and West Brom away next. So I can see Chris Wood probably, taking in the points silently. And as of now, he's only owned by 2.3%. 2.3%, which is very low, huge differential. That's why I brought him into the team. And as you can see, you might see that I might have a benching headache. But this was one of the strategy that I played since the restart, because you wouldn't know who is going to go out, be it because of COVID-19 or be it because of injuries due to lack of fitness and things like that. So I would, I changed my strategy a little bit to put more players that actually can bring in the points. So benching headache in a pandemic, I would say it's a good headache. Currently, I will probably see who is playing at home and against whom, and going towards that direction. Because post restart, I also did that. There was a match I benched Jimenez. There was a match I benched Pulisic. People might say, "Wow, that's ballsy," but it paid off for me. So I think I'm going to do this again. And also with the extra money, I actually had Taylor from Burnley. I upgraded him to James, Reece James, as I think he's going to feature heavily in Lampard's team. Many say Aspi Laqueta, is he going to threaten James?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Aspi Laqueta is going to threaten James. That's where my bench comes in, But I don't see it happening as now, because I think James, even though they lost 2-0 against Liverpool, he actually did quite decent on the left flank. On the right back position against Liverpool's left flank. So I could see James actually playing quite nailed at the moment, at least.
Okay, and so Joe, that's your wildcard team. Sorry, for going into game week 3. What we haven't seen is who you're going to give the armband to.
Okay, armband, definitely for me, De Bruyne, because another article which excites a lot of FPL managers is that he is finally going to play more often in the number 10 role. And you can see, first game of the season where teams were sluggish, teams like Man United. Sorry, Man United fans, they were sluggish. But City came in, hit the ground running, and De Bruyne in the number 10 position got a 9.6 so far rating. First game back in the season, and
it helps that he's penalty kicks as well.
Yeah, exactly. He relishes in the number 10 role, and it's a dream come true for managers like you and me, Craig. We've always wanted him to play in that number 10 position, and who knows, with Jesus out, I'm not sure whether Delap will get a chance, but I would say Delap probably he will come in as a sub. I probably wouldn't see him starting, but I would see Pep Guardiola relying even more so on De Bruyne through this time. Some might say Sterling. If he hugs that left hand side position, I probably wouldn't see him bringing in the goods as much as De Bruyne. So that's why my armband is on De Bruyne.
Okay. And what I want to do is ask you for a top 3. So I know De Bruyne is obviously your first pick for captaincy. If you had to fill, if you had two more suggestions for our viewers out there who maybe don't have Kevin De Bruyne, who are the next two that you pick?
My next will be Mo Salah. Because some say it's against Arsenal. Arsenal defense, has been improving. Yes, no doubt that's true under Arteta. But Salah, yes, there's also a thread saying, Salah home and away. But I've looked at the stats. Actually, Salah home and away, yes, he got almost the same amount of chances. The expected goals were quite similar, but somehow Salah, I think, I don't know, it just somehow gives you the vibe that he loves and relishes playing at home. So that's my number 2 pick. And probably number 3 is, if you have Timo Werner, probably my armband's going to be on that's my number 3 pick.
Timo. All right.
Yeah, Timo.
Okay, perfect. Joe, thank you so much for your time. I know I kind of rushed you before your lunch, so I don't want to keep you waiting any longer. All the best. Any advice there for the managers ahead of game week 3?
I would advise wildcarders. It might not turn out. It might not turn out as what we hope, but just be patient. We pick them because of fixtures, and it might not pay off in the first fixture, but as you can see, Wolves next 5, exciting. City, they can turn out against any team, especially this team of Leicester team without Ndidi, which is as we can see last season, when Ndidi got injured, they actually conceded. If I'm not mistaken, big man Barca had that stat this morning. Ndidi, when he's injured, they concede more shots in the box and also shots total. So exciting times for Man City, because they're also playing against Leeds next, I think. They're playing against Leeds United next. And Leeds, yes, they are exciting. They score goals, but they also concede a lot. So it'll be interesting how Leeds fare at home against such a team as Man City.
Okay, Joe, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you, all of you out there, for watching this video here at FPL Expectations. If you like this video, do give us a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe down below. And if you see in the top right-hand side, we're partnering up with Gory Customs. We do have a mini league where you can win exclusive, customized prizes. I'll put the code down below in the description box. And if you're not following us on Twitter, please do. It's at FPL Expectations. If you're not following me, please do. It's at Craig Bryce 11. And obviously, if you're not following our expert, Joe, please do. It's at Joe FPL. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck ahead of game week 3. Sorry for the noise.